Rapper Young Thug walked free yesterday after pleading guilty to end a nearly 2-year trial on racketeering charges.
This morning, rapper Gunna remains in jail. Thursday, a Fulton County judge once again denied him bond. The judge.
We have breaking news in the YSL trial. Fulton County Chief Superior Court Judge Ural Glanville has been removed from this case.
In hip-hop, few things are stronger than loyalty. Crews, collectives, and labels are often described as family. But when pressure comes from money, fame, and especially the justice system, that loyalty is tested. Few stories prove this more than the fallout between Young Thug and YSL. What started as a tight-knit Atlanta movement, built on music, trust, and ambition, eventually turned into one of the most controversial legal and cultural battles in rap history. This isn't just rap beef. This is real-life consequence. YSL stood for Young Stoner Life. At least. That's what Young Thug always said. YSL began as a record label and creative collective, centered in Atlanta, featuring artists like Gunna, Yak Gotti, Lil Duke, and others. The vision was simple: build talent, dominate music, and elevate everyone around. For years, YSL looked like a success story, chart-topping albums, industry respect, cultural influence, etc.
But you was rich then, now you just a richer, bigger motherfucker. That's what you is, you a richer, bigger motherfucker now.
But behind the scenes, authorities were watching. Prosecutors later claimed YSL didn't just mean Young Stoner Life, but Young Slime Life, alleging it was a criminal street gang operating under the cover of a label. That interpretation would change everything.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
Okay. And when you say you're an adult, what number in years are you?
I plead the fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get you to step outside to your headquarters of jury deliberation, please?
In May 2022, the state of Georgia dropped a bombshell. Young Thug and dozens of alleged YSL members were charged under RICO laws, a legal tool designed to dismantle organized crime. The charges alleged gang activity, drug trafficking, gun possession, and violent acts committed in furtherance of YSL. For the culture, this wasn't just a case, it was a message. Prosecutors used lyrics, music videos, and social media posts as evidence of criminal intent. Young Thug's defense said this was an attack on rap culture itself. But the damage was already done.
Was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a no-low plea to the RICO count in one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the no-low to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged, I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution.
Once arrests happened, unity started to crack. Facing decades or life in prison, each defendant had one priority: survival. Some stayed silent. Some fought the case. Some took plea deals. And this is where the beef truly begins. In high-stakes RICO cases, prosecutors don't just want convictions, they want cooperation. The pressure on YSL members was relentless, and not everyone chose the same path.
One of my rap friends, so he like one of my personal friends, so we actually like talk on the phone. Then me and Gunna like, we like neighbors, you know what I'm saying? So for them to be in a situation and already like talk to them like that, it kind of like makes them a little bit for sure.
The most controversial moment came when Gunna accepted an Alford plea legally. This plea allows someone to say, "I'm not admitting guilt, but I admit the state has enough evidence to convict." To the streets, though, nuance doesn't matter. Many fans and artists immediately labeled Gunna a snitch.
This morning, rapper Gunna remains in jail. Thursday, a Fulton County judge once again denied him bond. The judge says Gunna, whose legal name is Sergio Kitchens, is still a threat to the community and could try to intimidate witnesses. Gunna and rapper Young Thug, whose legal name is Jeffrey Williams, are both still pleading for release from jail while their cases play out in court. Their trial isn't until January of next year. Both men are accused of playing a big role in the Young Slime Life street gang. It's tied to a number of murders and assaults in Atlanta.
Young Thug, still behind bars, reportedly felt betrayed. From his perspective, YSL was family. Loyalty meant standing together, and any plea weakened the group's defense. Even though Gunna never testified against Thug, the damage was already done. Silence turned into tension. Tension turned into distance. Distance turned into beef.
Well, I got down, they're my brother no matter what. They're my brother no matter what. How you gonna say that to a nigga? What are you talking about? We all in this motherfucking trial pushing YSL is not a gang. This is the narrative. What's the worst betrayal you can do in a trial where we saying YSL is not a gang? What's the worst you can do? Say it's a fucking gang.
For Young Thug, this wasn't just legal, it was personal. He believed YSL was a label, not a gang. Members should stand firm and no one should fold under pressure from behind bars. Thug reportedly felt abandoned. In later interviews and leaked calls, his emotions were clear: hurt, disappointed, and angry. To him, the pleas didn't just save individuals, they hurt the collective. In Thug's eyes, loyalty was the price of entry.
I used to pay this nigga to goddamn stay out of the streets. What you gonna make today? 20,000? Okay, yeah. 20,000. You don't even owe me. He could have said, give me $1 million, I would have gave it to him to stay out the street.
Send the amnesty line for legal fees. I really fuck with 20. Know how that shit go for it. Don't get caught on that other end.
But others inside YSL saw it differently, facing decades in prison. Some believed protecting your family comes first. Pleas were about survival, not betrayal, and the system was designed to divide them. From this perspective, the real enemy wasn't each other, it was a legal machine. This difference in philosophy is the heart of the beef, not hate, not jealousy, but conflicting definitions of loyalty. After the pleas, YSL fractured, fans picked sides. Artists stopped collaborating. Social media turned toxic. Some stood firmly with Young Thug. Others defended Gunna. Some stayed silent entirely. The label that once symbolized unity now represented division. YSL wasn't just fighting the state anymore. It was fighting itself.
Is you the first that wore skinny jeans?
100%.
What made you wear?
I just always felt like baggy like I would just be like, damn, I don't feel right when I have on baggy pants. It just feel like I'm naked. Like it just feel like I'm loose. These pants big as hell, man. Back then niggas weren't wearing briefs. Nigga had the boxers. Yeah. So like you have them big ass pants and them boxers, like it's just like, but you don't feel like you butt ass naked.
After years behind bars, Young Thug was eventually released under strict probation. But the world he returned to wasn't the same. YSL wasn't unified. Relationships were damaged. Trust was broken. Even if public reconciliation happens, scars remain. The beef may be quiet now, but it's unresolved.
No. Have you ever met someone that ever made you feel broke? No. You say be keeping it P money all the time.
One question.
At its core, the Young Thug and YSL beef isn't about diss tracks or ego, but it's about power, pressure, fear, and survival. The justice system forced impossible choices. Some chose loyalty, some chose freedom, all paid a price.
I'm still signed to YSL. I'm still providing, like, we still pushing, like, no paperwork has been changed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever's been getting and how we've been pushing this shit, it's still going.
This story is a warning when business, brotherhood, and the streets collide. No one walks away untouched. That YSL wasn't just a label, that IT was a test. And not everyone passed it the same way.